My name is Paul. One of the people on the Joe Country and caltrops.com bulletin boards challenged me to eat a whole pizza. In this case, so I decided to do it. I ordered pizza and I was setting up my camera since the website for the pizza place, Pizza Boli's, said that it would take about 50 minutes. And wouldn't you know it, because I'm setting up my cameras and I wasn't ready, 35 minutes after I called him, boom, 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 guy knocks on the door. So I have to, so at least I had this camera ready, and I turned it on. I'm gonna add one. I'm just cutting in here with a quick note. For those of you who might be watching this, if you live in Europe or other such places, be aware that in the United States it is common practice to tip delivery people for food items. You don't tip the postman, and you don't tip the UPS driver. But when somebody brings you food, that you order food such as this, I don't tip the peapod driver, the person who delivers food from the store, when I order it online. But when I get delivery food such as pizza or such, you do tip the driver. That is a common practice in the United States. So anyway, back to my introduction. And so anyway, you're going to get to see the whole thing, in which, except for one small mistake partway through, I hit the off switch by accident. Other than that, this video is unedited from the point where the pizza was delivered until I started eating it. And so you'll find out, can I eat a whole pizza, for dinner in one sitting, where I basically, I'm still trying to remember if I had something for lunch today. I may have had no, I did. I just remembered. I did have lunch. But it was, that was it. It was just lunch. In other words, I didn't eat breakfast. I had a couple of Chinese things, sweet and sour chicken. So anyway, I had that, which was like, 1 o'clock, and then it's now 7:30, 8 o'clock when pizza came 20 minutes of 8. So anyway, 20 minutes of 8, which may or may not be appropriate. Anyway, since I'm running out of things to think about, I'll just show you the video. Wow, you were fast. I didn't expect you for another 20 minutes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take care, okay?
Okay, hold on a second.
How was your New Year?
More or less boring. I didn't even notice. I think I slept through most of it myself.
Getting cold.
It is getting cold. It's going to be actually colder tomorrow, okay?
Thank you, boss.
Here's $2.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care,
You
okay?
have a nice day.
You too.
They were here fast. I expect, they said 50 minutes, and they got here in just over half an hour. I gotta close this up. And I want to get this stuff done, but I can't lose my wallet, my keys, and have everything else fall out. Oh, come on. Okay, get the wallet. No, that's not the wallet. It never empty. But it certainly will if I don't close it up. Okay, shut down. I expected it. I'm really surprised because I should put cameras on to videotape ordering food more often, because every time I order food, it's always on the time they say. If they say it's going to take 50 minutes, it takes 50 minutes. I don't get this, I don't get a half an hour service. I figured, well, I'll set up my cameras and get ready. Anyway, let me pull this over here, because I was going to use 2 or 3 cameras to tape everything, but okay, well anyway, bring this over here because there's a lot of light in here, so it should be good to see in case it's not very good. Shut this down, the wheelchair. If I'm not, oh, just to show you right here, wherever my hand is. Turn this around again. And it's always real easy to run away with stuff. Okay, now, right here, if I can find my finger, right here, this is the control button, this is the control rod. If I'm not careful, see what happens? My, shall I say, my third hand right here pushes on the stick and knocks me over. So I have to make sure this is turned off while I'm doing something, so that I don't end up spinning like this unintentionally. Close up this box so I can carry it easier. And I'm going to bring this over here, over to the light. This is my lamp. This was $12, not including the bulbs, at guess where, IKEA. And it has 2 bulbs. It has a large one there. I think that's a 1600 lumen bulb, which is the equivalent to 100 watts incandescent. Anyway, if I can get this over without bumping into the lamp, I'll open the box here so you can see this. Now this is the pizza I got. Is this all the way back? Yeah. Sits right in front of me. So anyway, this is the pizza I got. And my objective is to see if I can eat all of this. Which, what do I think? Probably not. And so I'm just going to leave the camera running, so that anybody watching will be able to see there were no cuts. Which of course this may not be as good a video as I like. And just to make it quick, because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, is I'm just going to grab a bottle of soda. This is, you know, if you can see that, Mountain Shoutin', which is the Giant of Maryland brand of Mountain Dew. So I have some cold soda with me. I have my pizza here. I am going to go past all of the trash that sits in my living room, because I just don't take the time to remove it, to come into my room, where, as you can see, I have set up the bed, and it is empty for me to conduct my operation. And of course now I attempt to make a turn and I bump into one of the pieces of furniture. So anyway, and the other camera was there because that was the one I was going to bring myself in on. And this is a device called a Nifty Nabber. It has a handle on one end, it has a grabber on the other. When you squeeze the handle, pincers. This will pick up 5 pounds, so it is very nice for things when I can't reach. So anyway, I'm going to put my soda on the bed here. I'm going to put my pizza on the bed here. Now, I'm going to put this, open the tripod, aim on the pizza. Okay, I haven't eaten that much today. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to eat. I'm going to start with a piece. And I'm going to turn it around, and I can't see if it can see me in my mouth or if there's enough light in here. I'm not going to rush. I'm going to eat at a normal speed. Now normally what I would do is I would not just sit here and stuff my face. I would put a video on from YouTube and watch something. Can't do that because of course there's copyright issues. If I pick up some video, somebody else's video in the background, they could flag mine. So I'm just gonna sit here and eat my pizza, which is the special. It was, I'll turn my face the wrong way. The since the video device, the monitor on this camera turns 270 degrees. That is, I can point it to any direction. That is, it can go 181 in one direction, 180 in the other. So that it's not a ball. It can go 3/4 of the way over or back. So you can turn it down, or you can turn it all the way around on the front, but you can't turn it 100. You can't turn it 360 degrees, but you can get anywhere in between. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eat this, just at a regular speed. I'm not gonna rush, and I'm gonna see how much of it I can finish before my stomach says I'm full. And if I want something to wash it down, then I'll grab some soda. I didn't really say anything there. I was, in fact, intentionally mumbling because my mouth was full of pizza. I was going to say, had I thought of it, I would have turned my clock. Where is it? Right there. Zoom in on that a little bit. I would have set myself up with the clock behind me, because notice what's on the wall there. Second hand. So you can see that the second hand is moving around to tell you that it is 7:49 and 15 seconds on, what is today, Wednesday? I don't even know what the day of the week is anymore. It's either, I think it's Wednesday, because I think the trash goes out tomorrow. January 4th, 2017. Now, turn the zoom back. And I'll let you see that the clock hasn't changed, or that the clock is still running. Now, okay, I'm going to turn this around. Excuse me for the very poor camera work, but I would normally have two cameras next to each other, but the video came right away, and now that I've started eating, now I've got a certain amount of time before my stomach gets full. So there's the next piece. You can see it matches with the one I just took off. And of course the tripod has to be able to lock properly. This room is not as dark as it looks. There's actually a 100 watt equivalent bulb. That's 26 watts, and 26 watts fluorescent, which is equivalent to 100 watts incandescent, 1600 lumens. Yeah. And if I knew, I'm not sure if this camera has it, but if I knew how in the first place, I would have turned the timer on. I'll have to remember that sometime. I just decided to do this because one of the people on the Jolt Country bulletin board by the name of Pinback challenged me to eat a whole pizza on camera. So when he mentioned it, I said, well, you should have said something last week, because I had a pizza then, which I did. I went to Jerry Subs and Pizza and had one. And he said, well, that's never stopped you before. He didn't say it, he wrote it, of course. But, so anyway, off the cuff, here's my eating a whole pizza, or at least to the extent of having one. doing this reminded me of something. It's like one time somebody said, if you wanted to discourage kids from smoking, and you catch one of them smoking, you go buy a whole carton and make him smoke all of it, every single pack in front of you. And if it doesn't make him deadly sick, it'll probably convince him never to want to smoke again. I don't know if that's child abuse or a smart way to teach a child not to do something that's bad for them. In this particular instance, when I say child, I mean someone at least 12, 13 years old, adolescent, not a 6 or 7-year-old. Besides, 6 or 7-year-olds usually do not play with cigarettes. At least I think. I could be completely wrong. But depends. Anyway, I've got a little piece of crust, so I'm going to toss that. Turn this around again. And let's see, I'll take a piece from here. You ever get in a position like you can't get everything exactly right because every time you try to do something else goes wrong? I mean, I'm just trying to adjust this camera, but for some reason the ball joint on the bottom keeps slipping. There is no control there to adjust it that I can find, unless it's the handle. That might be it. There we go. Now I'm going to pick up this piece of pizza, which is what I just grabbed. Then you see what it looks like, if I can get it in line. This is a special 5 toppings for $12.99, and it adds $4 for delivery, so it's $16.99. And if you were watching the video, I gave the guy a $2 tip, and the video is showing me that I've got it focused in closer. I'm going to take it off zoom. There we go, because it doesn't need to be zoomed in anymore. Anyway, this has extra cheese, sausage, mushrooms, onions, and pineapple. It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. About the only thing I can say is it's not as hot as I would like. Of course, when you go into a place, you get it much hotter. In fact, it's usually so hot you can't eat it. But it's still pretty good. I remember seeing it may have been an episode of Nova, or it may have been something else, but they did a survey in which they watched people. I guess they bought the food for them, or they just asked people if they could film them, in which I think it may have actually been at a college, in which they were taking food where people were eating food of, I think it was like all you can eat wings or something. And what happened is, if you just had the food sitting out, people ate a certain amount. But if you had people encouraging them, they ate more, which doesn't surprise me. As you can see, at this point, we have gone from a full pizza to half of one. And turn this around, turn the video screen over, the viewfinder being a 3-inch TV screen, 2 or 3 inches, and it's pointed at my, of course, camera's on the wrong side. You can't bend over where it's at, because the camera has to be able to bend, which means the camera has to be turned 180 degrees, because it can bend up or it can bend down. But the positioning it is capable of doing depends on where the camera arm is. So let's see if I can get this to aim my face, or where my face will be. There we go. And I'm getting Hitler cam. It's like every time I try to adjust it, it pushes itself over. It's like Michael Corleone in Godfather 3. Can't see my face. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. Every time I try to get this camera to aim properly, it moves to the wrong place. That's better. Anyway. At this point in the video, which is 18 minutes, I've eaten almost half a pizza. Is it good for me to do this? Considering my obesity, probably not. Now, and feel the thud. There may be a more technical term for that, but it's like my stomach. I'll turn this the other way. Gotta remember to turn it backwards to what I see on the screen. If something's too far to the right, I need to move the camera to the left. So, anyway, if I ever choose to do a stupid stunt like this again, I will set everything up before I order the pizza, so everything is properly set so that I can be on there. The camera will, like the clock, will be visible on the wall behind me if I can find it. And every time I try to find it, it's not there. There it is, I think. Wrong wall. Must be that one. No. Well, what the hell? There it is. So the clock would be on the wall, if I can aim on it. The clock would be on the wall there right behind me, and you'd be able to see it so that you wouldn't wonder, because the clock would be running the whole time. You could see the second hand. So I think if I ever choose to do a stupid stunt like this again, I think I'll try to prepare for it in advance, not do it off the cuff and just not off the cuff and there's a phrase or a word for something like something that's done ad hoc, spontaneous. I won't try to do it spontaneously. Come on. I'll try the tripod instead of the thing, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't seem to get it. There we go. No, that's not it either. I'm sorry if this camera movement is making it hard to see, but I'm trying to do this while I'm moving this I don't know how this happened, but I must have hit the off button when I was turning the camera around. What happened is that I went to say that at this point I'm feeling the thud. See, I have to do this from wherever it was before because I have no idea how much of it stopped before I noticed the camera wasn't running. Is that I've eaten half the pizza in a speed of about 15 minutes. And part of me says I'm full. Part of me says I'm still hungry. Because what I don't eat, I'll put away and I'll have it later, whether that's later tonight or sometime tomorrow. But part of me says I am still hungry, and part of me says I'm full. So I got that indication. Because what happens is when you normally eat, people normally eat, either they eat with other people or maybe they do stuff. What happens is that they eat. They don't gobble down as fast as possible, but they eat and take a fork, take a fork, maybe talk a little bit, and they don't eat a whole lot because as you're eating, your body notices, especially your stomach, that you're eating. So what happens is that your stomach has time to send a message to your brain, because the stomach takes time to react by noticing how much is in there, that you're full. So I'm going to turn this back around, flip the viewfinder over so I can see my face, and then probably drop the camera again, because I can't tell if I can get it up or not, if I can get it to go up. So I don't know whether I can get it to, now I do have it. Okay. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to stop. I may have some soda, but I'm going to stop because I think I'm getting to the point I'm full. I could eat half of a pizza. And I was like really, really hungry. Part of me says I'm still hungry, and in fact I remember at one point my sister, my mother, somebody, probably my sister, once told me that you're supposed to stop eating when you're still hungry because your stomach doesn't respond that fast. And sometimes if you don't, you end up overeating. And found that out in the case. I went out on a date once, met a nice lady online, and we went to an Italian restaurant before I went to go see a movie. Now I can date this by the fact it was the movie, I think it was called, I keep wanting to say Prince of Persia, but I think that was a video game. I think it's Prince of Egypt. It was a cartoon, basically a cartoon remake of the Ten Commandments. So anyway, we went to go see that, and it's funny. At that time I was an agnostic. I'm an atheist now, but at that time I was an agnostic. So it's funny going to see a movie that when I watched it, I knew instantly, boom, this is a cartoon version of the Ten Commandments. I had no idea. It's just that was the movie we went to go see. I think she must have picked it. Well, anyway, before we went to the movie, we went to a nice Italian restaurant at the same place. It's a shopping center called the Rio out in Gaithersburg, Maryland. And so, I don't even remember what she had. She may have had spaghetti or something, but I had a pasta dish. I think it was fettuccine alfredo, because that happens to be one of my favorites. And the server, the waitress brings it over, and I looked at it and I thought, I'm still hungry. I'm still be hungry. So I asked her to get me a plate of something else with it also. So I ate that. Then I ate the other plate. Okay. And I discovered I ate too much. I had never done that before. I've eaten sometimes where I've been really, really comfortably full, but I've never eaten to the point of overeating. I kind of understand why the Romans back in the first century BC, they had vomitoriums where people after they ate went there to make themselves throw up, whether it was so they could eat more or because they overate. But anyway, so the thing was, watch that movie, and I sat through 2 hours of the worst, most painful indigestion you could ever have, because my stomach is screaming, I'm overloaded, I can't take this. And so I can say that I have overeaten once in my entire life. Overeating to the point that you're actually in pain because your stomach can't digest it fast enough. And eventually it went away, and I learned a lesson about watching how much you can eat. So while part of me says, yeah, you're still hungry, the part that says, no, I'm triggering an off function. I know I'm still a little bit hungry, but that might be what is sometimes referred to as pseudo hunger. That because of the kind of diets we eat, sometimes your body feels hungry even when it's not, which is where water. This is a nice 1 liter bottle of water. I got it at a where did I get it? I got it at at a swap meet for a quarter, and I've had it probably at least a year or two, probably a couple of years. And so I keep this by my bed all night. I have filtered water. I have a water filter in my bathroom. I fill the pitcher up and it filters it out, and then I go in and refill this every morning. What I'm going to do here, yep, that's exactly it. Drinking this water is covering up the excess feeling of fullness. So for the person who asked, the best I can do under normal circumstances, other than probably starving myself, is I can eat half a pizza. At that point, I start to get full. So for someone that wanted to know, no, I could not eat a whole pizza. I could eat half of one. Now, had this been, say, a medium instead of a large, I probably could have eaten all of it. I'm not sure. But the fact remains that I had one pizza and I could only eat half of it. It was delicious. It was good. And this is what's left, half of a pizza. So what I'm probably going to do in a few minutes, because I'm starting to feel the bloatedness, or whatever you want to call it, satiation. There's still a little tiny bit. In other words, probably if I had something light, I probably could eat one more slice, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm feeling comfortable right now. I'm going to stop right here. And so anyway, can I always come back if, it's 10 after 8 right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a while. If I'm still hungry in an hour, I'll go back out to the kitchen, pull out of the fridge, and throw a piece or two in the microwave and nuke it for a minute or two. So anyway, I'm going to stop at this point, saying that I ate half a pizza. Anyway, my name is Paul. Thank you for watching, and if you think I was a gluttonous pig, well, you're probably right. Email paul@paul-robinson.us.